Going live. We're going live.
All right. Hey.
Are we live? I never know if we're live. Like, it says we're live. Okay.
We're live.
Okay.
Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. Well, they didn't freaking make it. So here's what you get. From Canada, Ryan and Ruban.
We're live all around the world.
Yeah, the whole world can watch us right now.
Yeah, if you look up high enough, you can see to the other side. Because today we're talking about the flat Earth, the 10 surprising facts you didn't know about flat Earthers.
That's right. Do you know any facts about flat Earthers, Ruben?
I watched a documentary recently on flat Earth.
On Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun documentary. I'd recommend it.
All right, so this is the Worst Best Podcast. Your hosts, Ruben and Ryan. Ryan and Ruben. Ruben, that's Ryan.
Welcome, everybody.
I have a small little toy store. We have this little ball that's printed with a globe on it. And this guy held it up and said, "Hey, how come we don't have the Earth the way it's supposed to look?" And I said, "Are you a flat earther?" And he said, "Yeah, are you?"
Oh,
yeah.
He got really excited for a second there.
So here's my thoughts on it.
Sure.
Okay?
I'm listening.
I personally think that the world is round.
Sure. That's
okay.
Probably
okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But what I said to him is, I've never been up in space.
True.
I'm just taking everybody's word on it.
Sure.
I know that they rewrite history books. There's a slant to things.
Sure.
And then the government does lie to you. And what's really happening in the North Pole? There's all these type of questions.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Or Antarctica and...
Yeah, exactly, right?
You know, it's...
Anytime they're presented something, I'm willing to look and go, maybe. But this is where I think the Earth is not flat.
Sure.
Unless you're like in Saskatchewan. Okay? All the other planets are round. And this would be the only one.
We're going to talk about
And then
that.
you got to think of all of the private satellite companies out there.
Right.
All around the world, all the different countries. They're all keeping the same secret?
Right. I think what flat earthers have said regarding satellites, it's not in this list, because it's not a surprising fact that we don't know about them, apparently. But
okay.
Is that there are no satellites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's all manufactured.
A lot of mental gymnastics for me.
So trying to prove that the Earth is flat is hard work for flat earthers, and they will often go to extreme lengths to prove it, even if it means making ridiculous claims, launching rockets and satellites of their own, I guess, or try to travel to the edge of the Earth. So we're going to talk about 10 curious facts that our listeners, and maybe you too, Ruben, didn't know about flat earthers.
So it's about the people themselves?
Yeah, the title is not that great. My apologies. 10 surprising facts you didn't know flat earthers claimed.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm going to change that title. Okay.
They just had to type in like a few more letters and it'd make more sense.
Yeah, you think so.
They believe Mars is round.
That's right. So flat earthers believe that Mars is round. So in November 2017, serial entrepreneur Elon Musk tweeted, "Why is there no flat Mars society?" The Flat Earth Society replied with their verified Twitter handle, tweeting, "Hi Elon, thanks for the question. Unlike the Earth, Mars has been observed to be round." So they're just making that challenge again, or that's their big statement is, you can't observe the Earth being round. It's almost like you can't tell the shape of your nose.
Yeah.
By looking through your eyes. You can't... What does my nose look like?
Sure.
That's their theory, that we haven't truly seen what the Earth looks like properly.
Okay.
All right. So that's number 10. They do believe that Mars is round. So they are not against other planets being round. They just don't think the Earth is a globe.
Just mathematically the likelihood.
Right. That the planet that
I would
is circling around the sun or whatever... Well, actually, they have different theories of what the worlds are doing around us. They literally believe... This is not the list. My understanding is that the universe truly does rotate around the Earth.
Okay. One thing I've never understood is what's to be gained.
Well, they're asking you what's to be gained by being lied to. That's their argument. I don't know. I don't know. If it's square, round, or flat, it doesn't mean anything to me. I still have to get up in the morning and go to work.
If I have to pay less taxes, I'm okay with it being whatever shape.
So number 9, Ruben. They are planning a voyage to the edge of the world.
Okay.
So they actually are intending to do an expedition to prove that they're going to hit a wall.
Sure. I'll name drop here for a second.
Please. It might do it for you later, but go ahead.
My friend, Colin Angus, circumnavigated the globe.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm name dropping. You can Google him.
Colin Angus.
Colin Angus.
Great book that I read on him, too.
best-selling author. He's the first human to travel around the world via human-powered means.
And did he
circumnavigated the globe.
Okay.
So he started in Victoria here,
Right.
went to Vancouver, cycled, walked, trekked, circumnavigated around the globe.
We'll get to that.
When he crossed the oceans,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
he rode.
Yeah, sure.
No sailing,
Right.
no motor, no engine, just oomph, oomph, rolling.
For now, most flat earthers believe the edges of the Earth are surrounded by ice walls. These are surprising facts that most people don't know about what flat earthers claim.
Okay, all right.
So, think of the world like a plate, but around that plate is like you've put a lip on the plate, and that lip is these ice mountains.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's what they believe
I
is
know what you're
holding
saying.
everything in.
Yeah.
Okay. They plan a voyage, and the voyage is planned by the Flat Earth International Conference, which is keeping information about the proposed expedition under wraps, other than this website, because they don't want NASA guards supposedly patrolling the edges of the Earth unaware. So yes, they don't want to be intercepted by NASA to ruin their trip around the world.
Just use satellite GPS and internet.
However, the expedition has raised eyebrows because the ship will be using equipment like GPS, which is based on around Earth.
Sometimes you gotta improvise.
Yeah. All right, number 8. They believe SpaceX's photos of Starman were doctored.
You know, I could see why. It looks really weird.
Let's explain.
Well, how many pictures have you seen of a car in outer space?
Yeah, this one might be fair.
I've done no research into it, but when I haven't seen that picture, but when I've seen pictures similar to that, I'm like, that looks weird.
So in February 2018, Elon Musk launched the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket carrying his Tesla Roadster into space.
Yeah.
And at the wheel was a mannequin dressed in an astronaut suit, and Musk called him Starman. The vehicle was rigged with cameras, and the video was streamed live on YouTube. One of the most popular photos of the spectacle showed Starman seated at the wheel as if he was driving the car into space. The Earth was in the background and was clearly round. This is the sort of thing flat earthers do not want to see, but they basically think this photo, if you see it on our live video,
Sure.
or you can Google it, it does look kind of weird.
That's where it's dark. That's where it's night.
That's right. So it's night here. That's right,
Yeah.
Ruben. And then over here, of course, is the curvature of the globe.
Yeah.
But they're just saying this is doctored. That this is not. This is fake. This is Photoshop.
Sure. For me, Elon Musk has credibility.
He has some, yes.
At least for me, I was a fan, but I'm very interested in him and his work.
Sure.
And I think he's a genuine human being who is truthful.
Okay, I agree.
Just the idea of it is just ridiculous to me.
Right.
By the way, they landed 3 Falcons rockets today, all within like minutes of each other. They went to space. They came back.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what he's doing is amazing. Have you read his biography?
I'm not as no, and I know you and our mother actually know a lot about him. I've read about. I actually
Yeah.
have. I'm more of a headline observer. I haven't gone deep into his stuff yet. I know.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Well, you don't have to edit these shows, Ruben. You have more time to read stuff like Elon Musk. That's good. All right. So number 7, they claim solar eclipses prove that the Earth is flat.
Okay.
They basically claim that the same solar eclipses which prove the Earth is round actually prove that it's flat. Flat Earthers say the moon would cast a larger shadow on the Earth during a solar eclipse if our planet was round. We know this is what would happen. The sun was much smaller and very close to the moon. So basically, they're just saying that solar eclipses aren't casting the shadow they're supposed to be casting.
Okay.
Okay. Number 6. Flat Earthers say an undiscovered object causes lunar eclipses. So the first one was solar eclipse.
I was about to say about lunar. Well, what about lunar eclipse?
So they're saying here that lunar eclipses are another definitive point of evidence from the Earth being round. However, flat earthers have tried using them to prove the flatness of the Earth. So flat earthers have some interesting explanations for lunar eclipses. They say lunar eclipses happen when a mysterious and undiscovered object gets in between the Earth and the moon. This is wrong. Lunar eclipses happen when the moon enters the shadow of the Earth. They're saying there's an object floating around there that's getting in the way. And not just a simple explanation that it's when the moon enters the Earth, the shadow.
Unidentified. When my oldest daughter was about 4 or 5, she would make up games. She would change the rules each time that the game was played.
Yes.
So that
she'd win.
She would win.
Right.
And I was like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. This. Anyways, I'm just reminded of that.
Right, they're changing the rules to... And if you watch this documentary on Netflix, and I don't want to give anything away, they do that a little bit in that documentary. The Flat Earth documentary, it's neither pro nor con, but
it's called Behind the Curve.
That's right, Behind the Curve. Thank you, Ruben. It gives them a sounding board to say what they feel and how they believe everything is what they believe, and I think it's pretty objective.
Yeah.
Like they let the watcher decide for themselves if they think what they're hearing is hogwash or... Yeah.
I gotta say...
Did you change your mind about it? About the Earth?
No.
I will say this for Flat Earthers. It's fun. It's a fun theory.
Sure.
It's fun because it's harmless. It's not hurting anybody that I'm aware of.
Yeah, and I really do think that there's some type of credence to what's happening in Antarctica or the North Pole.
Something's going on there.
And I think that feeds it more than anything else.
Right. There is stuff going on on the poles, and that actually could be another discussion. Maybe Ruben and I will do a podcast on the 10 most interesting facts of the South Pole, because there are some interesting stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, number 5, they believe the sun is small and right above the Earth. So basically, they believe that the sun is like a big flashlight. We're in this dome. Literal dome. So they got the plate with the ridges, and we're in this like biodome, and the sun is just like this little dot that goes around.
Yeah. So,
and something like that, right? And the Earth is spinning, the plate's spinning, and the Earth, so the sun is moving around. Anyways, so
see, this is for me in the same. When there's so many people that are not connected with each other, all coming up with the same conclusion. Does that make sense? Like you have scientists in Russia, or scientists in China, or scientists in India. They're not communicating with each other about, like, let's all make sure we're telling the same story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or it's like when people say, oh, there's a cure for cancer, they're just trying to stop you from knowing what it is.
Right.
But meanwhile, like, Steve Jobs dies of it. Or...
Yeah, you think if anyone had the money and ability...
Yeah.
Yeah. So Flat Earthers, they believe that equinoxes exist because the sun is right above the Earth and orbits the North Pole, which is actually the center of the world. So Flat Earthers add that the sun is much smaller than we think.
Oh, hold on a second. So is the North Pole ice, and then is ice around there, kind of like a donut?
I would say, like, if you're looking... Yeah, the sun is right up... It's like the eye of a storm. That's the sun.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not too sure... there are lots of... Like, we don't have to get too... I'm probably not explaining very well, but if you want to see online what Flat Earthers mean about the sun being small, just Google it. There's...
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to explain, but they basically just think that the sun is right above the Earth and orbits the North Pole. Where the North Pole is, that's a good question. I'm not too sure what that means.
Okay.
Number 4. The Flat Earthers actually launched a homemade rocket in an attempt to view the Earth.
This was like last year, wasn't it?
It was...
March 2018?
That's right. So Hughes tested his rocket, the guy that made this.
Good for him.
Yeah, you know what? Prove yourself. So he says Hughes tested his rocket in March 2018 and went 572 meters into the air before the rocket's parachute deployed and glided back to the ground. It landed hard, injuring Hughes. Oh, he was in it. He was in it.
Yeah. He's got skin in the game.
Well, I thought it was like a drone or a GoPro camera was on top of it.
No.
However, he suffered no permanent damage and probably returned to working on his rocket when he got better. This guy got into the rocket. It cost him $20,000. It was built from scrap metal, and he got it almost 1,900 feet into the air on his own dime and building.
Good for him.
Got some skin in the game. I like that. That's great. Wow, that is definitely not the worst.
Now, say what you will. If I give you 20 G's, would you be able to build a rocket?
No, you give me $1 million. I wouldn't know how to do it.
Yeah, so he's obviously not a dummy.
No, there's actually a lot of quote-unquote smart people.
So it would be unfair to call people dumb because they have a different belief than you.
Yeah.
But it's just the information that they have, and they're making the best choice with what they feel is true.
Have you ever heard of the rapper Bobby Ray Simmons Jr., Ruben, also known as B.O.B.?
Yeah, of course.
Well, he's a flat earther. But unlike Hughes, who wants to see the Earth from space, Bob wants to launch a satellite and take pictures of the flat Earth. That's actually probably a safer and smarter idea. So, also unlike Hughes, B.O.B. is trying to crowdfund the satellite, probably because he is keeping his own money for more realistic projects. Let's check out the crowdfund page, Rube.
Absolutely.
So on September 21st, 2017, he launched a GoFundMe page seeking $1 million to launch one or more satellites into space. The page is called Show B.O.B. the Curve.
Yes.
Show B.O.B. the Curve.
And we know it's about the curve of the Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little play on words there. Jason, our brother, our only live watcher of our show, thanks, Jason, for chiming in and listening. He said the only damage that Hughes has was his pride. So how much does he have for his GoFundMe?
He's just falling a little bit short.
This is legit. Before we give the number, Ruben, this is legit. B.O.B. GoFundMe. It's still available. You can still add to the funds.
Yeah, he started in September of 2017.
That's right. He's $1 million is his goal. Ruben, how close are we to that $1 million goal?
In the past almost 2 years, he has raised a total of $7,424.
$7,424. He's getting there. At this, if I was smart enough at math, what would be the rate that we'd have to get to reach $1 million?
Yeah.
So $7,000 a year.
Gray Stevenson has donated $6. Robert Melkinson, $5.
What's crazy? If 1 million people just did $1, it would get done.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, okay.
Well, congrats to Leanne Carpenter. She looks like a nice woman there. She's donated $10 to Bob's project.
Oh, thanks, Leanne Carpenter. 17 months ago. Money well spent. Okay, number 2. YouTube is turning people into flat earthers. We've been seeing, Ruben, an increase in flat earthers lately. This is true. It's been in the news more. It's easier to, like that guy at your work today saying.
It wasn't today. It was recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saying, are you a flat earther too? He got really excited because if he felt safer to talk about it. So in fact, there are so many out there. They now hold annual conferences. In 2017 and 18, a group of researchers from Texas Tech University got curious, and they wanted to understand why we've seen an unprecedented rise in flat earthers. And basically, they found out that YouTube, playing with all these conspiracy videos and everything, has allowed people to sink their teeth into it a little bit more, and maybe accept it. So the internet and / YouTube has got a lot of converts into the Flat Earth Society.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the great things about the internet is that you can post anything you want.
Yeah.
You can find your people. Hey, you're listening to us right now.
That's right. For our 2 listeners, thank you for joining the show. Last and certainly not least, number 1, some flat earthers think teleportation, I love this one, is the reason we don't fall off the edge of the earth. So, Ruben, this is speaking to Colin.
Yeah, so you got teleported.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, you know the game Pac-Man?
Sure, yeah.
So they're saying that when you reach the edge of the earth, you're not hitting a wall. You literally just get teleported to the other side and keep going forward.
That's some ice.
Yeah. So I don't know where that magic occurs, but it's before the wall. So that's how planes can fly across the world. That's how Colin, your buddy, can roll across the world.
Yeah.
When he was rolling this way, he crossed that barrier. And unbeknownst to him, he was onto the other side and kept on rowing.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so Ruben, out of these 10...
Which one's the worst?
Now, what's your criteria for worst? I would argue is which one do you think... If you were to, I guess, if you were to say which one is the most least believable, because some of these are actually they happen, so they're not non-believable. Like the rocket was launched.
Well, first of all, the rocket's the best one.
Yeah, the rocket's the best. Buddy's in there. Look at that.
Can you imagine what he was thinking and feeling?
And I love how there's only like 6 people here for the launch.
Oh, I would have been there.
I would have been there too.
Taking the day off work.
So he actually launched himself in a homemade rocket. I love that's the best one. A lot of these aren't necessarily just what they believe, why the Earth is flat, but some of them have been things to prove the Earth is flat.
Things that are claimed, yeah.
Things that they want to do. So these are just 10 things that we did not know, or our average listener didn't know what flat earthers claim or want to do as flat earthers, is another way of saying that.
Yeah, I got my answer very easy. Hands down. Teleportation.
Yeah, the number 1... teleportation is the most ridiculous. The idea that you got to some sort of magical edge, and like the game Pac-Man, if you know the game, when you get to the edge of the game, you get teleported to the other side. That's exactly what they think is happening to you.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
2 for 2. Ruben, you and I in tonight's recordings, 2 in a row where we both have agreed on the worst of the best.
Will we agree on the next one?
We'll find out. So thank you for listening. 10 most surprising facts. So to our Flat Earth Society members, remember, in front of every silver lining, there's a cloud, and that cloud is on top of your dome.